Welcome to this video on more Canva editing tools. In the previous week, we looked at some basic editing options. We'll do a little deeper dive into uh, some more detailed fixes or changes when you're working with Canva products. So we've got our infographic here, our timeline up. Notice because of the type of product it is, the text especially is very small and hard to read. So the first thing that we can do is down the bottom here, we've got this zoom slider. So we can just grab and drag and we can do a little zoom in, zoom out, all the way down. So maybe we want to get it to here where we can actually read and we can see. Let's say we find a text box here and we want to edit that. Just like always, we can click into that. And we can go ahead and we can edit that text. Okay, and we put in what we want. When we're in a text box, we get the options up here for changing that text. Now, something important to note, we did use before, we used under the design, and when we would go to styles, we could apply these different styles and it would apply them across the entire product. So in other words, the font, the colors, all those things change. Let's say you want to just have it specifically change in that text box and nothing else. We would use this menu up here across. So instead of Radley, maybe we want this Maven Pro. That changes, and we want the font instead of 10 to be 28. Oh, that's too big, so we want 16. Okay, so we can see then there that we've got those options. If we want to go ahead and we want to make that bold and we want to recolor it, maybe we want to make it orange. So that's specifically for that text box or that option. Something else that's useful, especially if you start customizing specific text boxes, is the paint roller or the copy style tool. So that specifically happens for, let's say an example is maybe I don't want this to be navy, maybe I want to change this background and we want it to be orange. So if I don't want to go through and have to do that on every single one of these, I can go ahead and I can just click on whatever element that is, and I can copy the style of that and then come down and click on the next element and it will automatically apply that. And that's color, font, size, text, all of those things. That paint roller tool exists in Google Docs and slides and sheets as well. Just a lot of people don't know what it actually does, but that's a pretty nice format tool option. Down here in the bottom, you'll see pages and we'll see a grid view as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click on grid view. All this is going to do is it's going to back itself out. Right now I've got one page, but I can have multiple pages, especially when it comes to presentations. I can click add a page and it's going to add right now just a blank page. If I select the actual infographic and I go ahead and I click on the three dots, there's lots of options to it, including duplicate the page. So I could duplicate the page and it would give me another one, and then I could go in and I could edit that. So if you find a template or something that you really like and you want to use that over and over multiple times, maybe in presentation mode, you can also drag and drop those around if you want. Down here, I can get back out of that by closing the grid view. You'll now see that I have 3 of 3 pages. If I click on this pages view also, I'll see these pages across the bottom, or what's called the thumbnail view across the bottom. That's helpful if I'm jumping between pages or trying to use those to see what's going on. Right now, you see I'm on page 3 of 3. I want to go back. If I want to hop back to number 1, then I can see that. Canva is also useful for presentation view. So not everything you do in Canva do you want to be able to download or print. You might want to be able to present it like in a museum or a science fair type exhibit in your classroom, or maybe you've got it up on the projector and the kid comes up and they want to present that. So you can simply come here to present in full screen view. Also, some tools that are part of that would be the notes tool. So you can add notes to your design, like a presenter view, very similar to Google Slides or PowerPoint, where the presenter can see them on their screen, but if you're presenting up on another screen, they don't appear. You can also edit the timing, where I can set it up to be automatic. when I go to presentation view. So you can see I've got 5 seconds. 5 seconds, I can actually drag those out. And when I hit play, then it'll automatically play in presenter view. So we're going to get out of duration. I'm just going to come down here to the bottom right-hand corner to present. I'm going to present in full screen. And then I can work through there as I get a highlighter here, kind of as I go around, I can kind of show or highlight those things, or I can use an annotation tool for draw on the page. I can also then, there's some interactive live Q&A where there's some options for people being able to send in their questions, or I can open the presenter view where it allows me to pull up a separate window on mine where I can see my notes while this full screen is showing up on the presenting screen. So those are all some additional editing tools and presenter options in Canva.